options is to trim the hedges way back and put the fence over a little bit.
That's what I just was suggesting.
Just a foot or whatever. That would save a little money too. And the other option is make it. I make a 6-foot fence. These aren't even 2x4s. I use treated ones, and I seal it on both sides, and I individually paint each board, and then I build a nice gate across here, which a real nice gate across here. These are 2x2s,
2x3s maybe.
2x3s, yeah. 2x3s. I don't do it. I screw everything together. It's done right, and the main issue is the sprinklers. And what you have to do to build a fence on a property line. And part of it is I could step it over here, leave the hedges, and if everybody agrees, step it over a little bit, and you can have your hedges. But even with the new fence, if you build it right next to these hedges, it's going to blow it out too, even if you re-secure it. So we could come straight down and just step it out a little bit and bring it right up. You'd have your privacy.
Yeah. I think I agree that we can trim back the hedges without losing the privacy component. We can do that regardless, because I agree.
Depends on where the fence is going to be. Look at the roots here.
Yeah.
That's what's pushed it over.
Right. But assuming that all these root balls are on, let's just make that assumption that those roots are on Terry's property there. The best solution might be to move this fence over 6 inches so that it cuts down on the thinning that we need to do on that side. And as I was
That's up to you guys.
telling
I'll do whatever you guys want.
Well, no, he's got to talk with his client.
But the thing about it is if they want the hedges, we got to come back from them a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to have the same issue here.
So you're saying if you were to build the fence where it is now, you would actually have to take all these hedges out?
We'd have to cut them way back and
Almost
dig roots out. The roots are going to be wider on the bottom, under the ground, And I set the posts 3 feet down. I mean, I don't build a fence like this. I build a fence.
Right.
You can't wiggle it or nothing. And it'd be 6 foot high all the way up. 6 foot high. And it'd be a lot of privacy over here. The main issue is that we have extreme hedges here that are, I don't know where the property line is. It's probably out there or whatever. That is done. But I've done things, fences and decks and stuff, around vegetation to accommodate the people. And that's not an issue for me.
What about over here? Now, if we did move the fence back, it looks like these trees might be in the way.
Yeah.
Would those have to come out?
Yeah. You also have a step up right here.
J-Har, I don't want to make this more complicated than it has to, but another thing that we could do potentially, if this becomes an issue, if this fence encroachment becomes a foot or 18 inches, if we have setback issues, and maybe we consider, I don't know, this is probably too complicated. We could consider doing a simple lot line adjustment. We could buy 18 inches of the property from your client.
Okay.
Because, for instance, it would be a shame to lose these trees. Maybe we just bring the fence to here or something.
Right.
And then maybe we have to buy. Well, the setback wouldn't be an issue here, but I don't know how close we are on the setbacks there. But maybe we could come down and then cut in and go down or something, and then Terry could assume responsibility for all this stuff, and we would pay for the fence and then pay your client for some of the, the 18 inches or something of the property.
Right.
There's a lot of density in this vegetation right here.
It'd be a lot easier for Jack to build the fence too. If
Yeah.
Go around.
See, what I was saying, where this is more involved here, I mean, if there's no vegetation to be moved and there's no fence to take down and nothing to sprinklers and stuff, then it's a whole different price issue.
Sure.
And then we just do it, boom, and knock it out. But this is a big issue. That's why I walked over and told her, hey, we need to talk to somebody about this, because this is definitely an issue here with the density of this on the property line.
Yeah.
Period. Some people it's not a problem. Hey, just build the fence, go around everything, and we'll all be happy. There's nothing. You know, and someday down the road, somebody buys a house might want the 18 inches back.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and we're flexible. If your client wouldn't want to, if your client is okay with that informal nature of just building the fence around the stuff and then dealing with the ownership
And the price
issues,
would come down a little bit on the labor.
then I'm okay with that too. But it just seems to be a shame to remove established
Yeah.
trees when we can maybe address it by moving the fence a foot or 18 inches. And it's a heck of a lot easier build too, as you were saying.
Yeah.
And the price comes down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the problem with this fence is we have a vegetation issue all the way down the line.
So,
You guys would have to.
so if I could maybe summarize my understanding so far is that there's the option of taking down the fence and building a new fence where the current one exists. It really isn't an option because that would require taking down the vegetation, and that's important to your client.
Or a lot of the vegetation.
Or a lot of the vegetation,
Yeah.
right? So that's really not acceptable
I mean,
to
we
the
could-
neighbor.
We could burrow through it, you know what I'm saying? And make a straight line.
But we'd be back having this discussion again in 4 years when things grew again.
Yes,
Right.
Yeah.
exactly.
Even if
You're
you
on
built
track.
a stronger fence,
Right.
it'd still be
It's
an
still
issue.
going to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like water. You ever go river rafting? Water is an extreme force.
Right.
So are roots. And people die because the water, they get caught between the roots and the water going down river rafting.
Slow and
And
steady.
when you have that issue, it's not the water that really kills them as much as them getting tangled in the roots.
So the other two possibilities are either we leave the lot lines, but we just build the fence out
Build it around it.
around this area, or you think that your client would be open to buying a small sliver of this lot line, and then she would build the fence, and
And we'll pay for the lot line adjustment costs and all that stuff.
yeah, okay.